Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today to speak about something that no one wants to hear, something that is uncomfortable, something that challenges everything you've been taught and everything you've been conditioned to believe. Depression is a choice. That's right. Depression is not some uncontrollable beast that comes from the heavens above to smite you down. It's a choice. Now, before you get defensive and angry, let me make one thing perfectly clear. This is not about your mental health struggles or your biological conditions. This is about how we perceive, interpret, and ultimately decide to react to those challenges. Because in the end, how you react to life determines whether you stay in the dark abyss of depression or break through it to reach your highest potential. I know this message might seem harsh, but it's necessary because harsh truths are the only ones that wake people up from their slumber. The truth is that you have far more control over your life, your emotions, and your mindset than you realize. Depression isn't a consequence of some random chemical imbalance or a death sentence to a miserable life. Depression is a choice that you make every single day with every thought, every decision, every excuse, and every ounce of victimhood you hold on to. You think you have no power over your emotions, but I'm here to tell you that you do. And the minute you recognize that, everything in your life will begin to change. This is not a fluffy, motivational speech telling you everything will be all right. It's a wake-up call for you to take full responsibility for your life and understand that the emotional state you're in, depressed, anxious, overwhelmed, can be overcome by simply making a different choice. You are the architect of your fate, not some outside force or circumstance. The reason you're stuck in depression is because you're comfortable in it. You've accepted it, you've allowed it to become your identity, your crutch, and your excuse for not achieving the greatness you were born for. But let me tell you this, the longer you stay in that state, the longer you will be powerless. Depression is not an illness, it's a choice. We've been conditioned by society, by doctors, and by media to believe that depression is something that happens to us, a disease that strikes without warning, out of our control, and something that we must learn to live with. And for the vast majority of people, this narrative serves as a self-fulfilling prophecy. Depression, according to most, is an illness, and like any illness, it must be treated with medication, therapy, and time. But let me ask you, if depression is truly a disease, then why is it that some people can simply snap out of it while others stay stuck in it for years? The answer lies in the simple fact that depression is a choice. I know this might piss some people off, but listen closely. Every day you wake up, you are faced with two choices. You either embrace the day with strength, courage, and optimism, or you let the world's challenges knock you down and consume you. You decide every day whether you let your circumstances define you or you rise above them. You choose whether to wallow in self-pity or to break free from the chains of your own limiting beliefs. You might argue that you don't have control over your emotions or that circumstances are too difficult. But I'm telling you, the world doesn't give a damn about your circumstances. Life doesn't care if you've had a bad childhood, if you've been through trauma, or if you're struggling right now. The world only cares about what you do with what you have. So if you're constantly choosing to succumb to your negative emotions, that's on you, not the world. You have the power to change the narrative at any given moment, but it requires action. No one is coming to rescue you. No one is going to hand you the magic pill that will make everything better. You must take full responsibility for your life and your mental state. You have to stop looking at depression as an external force and start seeing it as something you have the power to control. By doing so, you'll realize that the power to change your life is in your hands and it's all about the choices you make in every moment. Victimhood keeps you stuck. One of the biggest reasons people stay depressed is because they bought into the victimhood mentality. I am a victim of my circumstances, they say. Life has been unfair to me. I have no control. This way of thinking is a powerful trap, one that keeps you stuck in a state of helplessness and despair. When you view yourself as a victim, you relinquish all responsibility for your actions, your emotions, and your future. You hand over your power to the world and allow external factors to dictate your happiness. Let me make something clear. You are not a victim. You are not powerless. The moment you adopt a victim mindset is the moment you give up on yourself and your potential. You might think that your situation is unique, that you've been dealt a terrible hand, and that the world is against you, but in reality, every single person on this planet has faced adversity. Every successful person, every great achiever has overcome obstacles that seemed insurmountable, but didn't let life define them, they defined their lives. The victim mentality serves as a comfortable excuse to avoid responsibility and action. It's easier to say, I can't, than to face the discomfort of doing something about it. But let me tell you something, the longer you stay in that victim mindset, the longer you'll remain stuck in depression. The moment you decide to take full responsibility for your life, to stop blaming your circumstances or other people, is the moment your life begins to change. You're not a victim. You're a powerful creator, capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. Life is painful. No one is immune to pain, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental. But here's the thing, while pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. Suffering occurs when we refuse to let go of the pain, when we dwell on it, replay it in our minds, and allow it to define us. Depression often stems from the refusal to let go of past hurts, to forgive and to move forward. Instead of confronting pain head on, we let it fester inside us, and that's when the downward spiral begins. But what you have to understand is that the pain you've experienced in life does not have to control you. It doesn't have to define your future. Everyone experiences loss, betrayal, rejection, failure, and hardship. But those who rise above it, who break free from depression and sadness, are the ones who choose not to let the pain consume them. They face it, learn from it, and move on. And that's the key to unlocking your power. You can choose to suffer, or you can choose to grow. It's that simple. You can stay in your victimhood and let your wounds define you, or you can rise above them and move forward with strength and resilience. The choice is yours, and only you can make it. The world owes you nothing. Too many people walk through life with a sense of entitlement, thinking the world owes them something. This is a dangerous mindset that breeds depression, resentment, and a lack of action. The world doesn't owe you anything. Life isn't fair, and nothing is guaranteed. When you expect the world to hand you success, happiness, or fulfillment without putting in the work, you set yourself up for disappointment. And disappointment leads to depression. If you want something in life, you must go out and get it. You must create it for yourself. The people who achieve greatness aren't sitting around waiting for their break. They're out there making things happen. And while the road to success is filled with obstacles and challenges, it's those who embrace the struggle that come out on top. Depression often stems from the false belief that the world owes you something. When things don't go your way, when you feel life is unfair, it's easy to fall into the trap of feeling sorry for yourself. But life doesn't care about your feelings. It will continue to move forward, and if you choose to stay stuck in your misery, it will leave you behind. You have to take responsibility for your own success, your own happiness, and your own mental state. Change is uncomfortable, but it's necessary. The reason most people stay stuck in depression is because they're afraid of change. Change is uncomfortable, uncertain, and scary. It's easier to stay in the familiar, even if that familiarity is painful. But the reality is that nothing in life changes until you do. You cannot expect to remain the same person and achieve different results. If you want to break free from depression, you must be willing to embrace change. Change in your thoughts, in your habits, in your actions, and in your beliefs. Every successful person, every great achiever has gone through a period of discomfort and change. They've had to face their fears, break old patterns, and push themselves to new heights. But it was through that discomfort that they grew stronger, more resilient, and more capable of achieving their goals. If you're not willing to change, then you'll remain stuck in the same patterns, and depression will continue to dominate your life. Change is necessary for growth. Without it, you remain stagnant. If you want to get out of depression, you must change your mindset, your routine, your habits, and your environment. You must be willing to step out of your comfort zone and embrace the discomfort that comes with growth. Only then will you begin to see real change in your life. Your thoughts shape your reality. At the core of depression is a pattern of negative thinking. You've been conditioned to focus on the worst possible outcome, to dwell on your failures, to believe that things will never get better. But the truth is, your thoughts are powerful. They shape your reality. If you constantly think negative thoughts, you will create a negative reality. If you want to break free from depression, you must change the way you think. The human mind is incredibly powerful. It has the ability to create or destroy your reality based on the thoughts you choose to entertain. If you continue to feed your mind with negative, self-defeating thoughts, you will continue to live in a state of depression. But if you start focusing on positive thoughts, on what you want to achieve, and on the possibilities of the future, you'll begin to shift your mindset and, in turn, your reality. Changing your thought patterns is not easy. It takes time, effort, and persistence. But it is possible. And once you start shifting your thoughts, your emotions will follow suit. The more positive thoughts you feed your mind, the more your reality will begin to reflect that positivity. Depression is nothing more than a reflection of your thoughts. Change those thoughts, and you will change your life. The comfort zone is your enemy. The greatest enemy to personal growth and the path out of depression is the comfort zone. It's seductive, it's easy, and it's the very reason most people never reach their true potential. The comfort zone is where depression thrives. It's where you allow yourself to stay stuck in the same patterns, thinking the same thoughts, and making the same excuses. It's a place where you feel safe, but that safety comes at the expense of your growth, your progress, and your happiness. When you live in your comfort zone, you're avoiding the discomfort that comes with real change. You're avoiding the hard work, the sacrifice, and the challenges that are necessary to break free from depression. It's easier to sit there, stuck in the same negative cycle, than to face the discomfort of growth. But let me tell you something. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. And if you're not growing, you're dying. Your potential is being wasted, and depression will continue to hold you hostage. Breaking out of your comfort zone requires taking risks. It means doing things that scare you, facing your fears, and embracing the unknown. It means stepping into the world of uncertainty and making the decision to take control of your life. The moment you step outside of that comfort zone, you will feel the resistance. Your mind will try to pull you back, telling you that it's safer to stay where you are. But you must fight that resistance. The only way to escape depression is to embrace discomfort, to push yourself beyond the boundaries of what you know, and to take action in the face of fear. The truth is, growth never happens in the comfort zone. Success doesn't happen there either. If you want to break free from depression, you must be willing to leave the safety of the familiar and enter the world of challenge, struggle, and growth. It's only in that space that you'll find the freedom you're seeking, the life you deserve, and the happiness that has always been within your reach. So, Get uncomfortable, get to work, and break free from the trap of your own comfort zone. That's the key to your transformation. The power of taking massive action. If you want to overcome depression, you need to take massive action. You need to stop sitting around waiting for your feelings to change or for life to get easier. Nothing in this world changes unless you take action. Action is the antidote to depression, the thing that pulls you out of the dark hole and into the light. When you're stuck in a depressive state, the most important thing you can do is to get moving. Take massive action towards something, anything. The more you move, the more you break free from the stagnation that depression feeds on. Taking massive action means pushing yourself beyond your comfort zone, beyond what feels easy or comfortable. It's about setting bold goals and aggressively going after them, no matter how impossible they may seem. Depression thrives in the absence of action because when you're inactive, you give your negative thoughts the space to take over. You give your excuses room to grow. But when you take action, no matter how small, you disrupt that cycle. You prove to yourself that you are capable of creating change, and you begin to build momentum. Massive action isn't about making perfect decisions. It's not about knowing exactly what to do every step of the way. It's about doing something, anything that moves you forward. It's about getting out of your head and into the world. When you take action, you create forward movement. And forward movement brings confidence, energy, and the belief that things can get better. It's the act of moving that will shift your mindset and slowly pull you out of depression. Depression feeds on inactivity. It feeds on your lack of action and your refusal to face the challenges of life. When you sit still, you allow those negative thoughts to overpower you, but when you get up, take action, and push forward, you break the hold that depression has on you. It doesn't matter what that action is. What matters is that you take it. Taking action is the fastest way to break the cycle, regain control of your life, and start building the future you want. And you've been waiting long enough. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for things to get better, and stop waiting for the perfect moment. The perfect moment is now. The time to take action is now. Get up, take massive action, and watch as your life transforms. Your actions will speak louder than your thoughts, and through those actions, you will begin to change your entire reality. The power to escape depression is in your hands. Don't wait another second to start moving. The path out of depression is not easy, and it's certainly not quick. But let me tell you something. It's the most worthwhile journey you will ever undertake. If you want to break free from the clutches of depression, you have to understand that it's not some external force holding you back. It's your choices, your mindset, your actions. It's how you respond to the world and to your circumstances that determines whether you stay stuck in the darkness or rise into the light. You are the only one responsible for your life. You are the only one with the power to change your circumstances. And the first step in that change is taking full responsibility for where you are right now. No more excuses, no more victimhood. The world doesn't care about your problems, but it will reward you for your actions. The sooner you realize that, the sooner you'll see results. So, make the choice today. Stop choosing depression. Stop choosing misery. Start choosing power, action, and growth, because the truth is, your best life is waiting for you on the other side of the choices you make today. The power is in your hands. Now take it.